Okay. Okay. So can we start now? Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. We'll start. Okay. So once again, good morning to everyone. Okay. So in last lecture, we can start with our unit number 5, that is called as a image restoration. Okay. So in a simple word, we can define the definition of image restoration. Okay. So basically, the definition of image is that so image is a two-dimensional function, okay, which can be represented with a two coordinates, there is a x coordinate and y coordinate. Okay. So what is a restoration? So the restoration means it is a process to restore the image which is affected from the noise. Okay. So simply image restoration means we have to restore the image which are degraded by the noise. Okay. For the degraded image, we can use the degradation model. So in last lecture, we can study the image degradation model, how we can minimize the noise by using the degradation model. Okay. आवाज येतो ना व्यवस्थित? Yes, my voice is clear. Hello. Okay. So basically in image restoration, okay, if my voice is break in between, you can inform to me. Okay. Okay. So we'll continue. So in image restoration, we can remove the noise present from the image. So simply we can take a one example. So if we consider pen drive and it is affected from the virus. Okay. So by using the antivirus, we can scan the pen drive and we can remove the virus from that particular device. So similar to that, when the image is degraded by noise, so in order to remove the noise, we can use the degradation model. So now how to remove the noise? So in order to remove the noise, we require the filters. Okay. So the two types of filters can be used in a image restoration. So one is a inverse filter and another is a winner filter. Okay. So in degradation model, we can use the filtering element. Okay. So which type of noise can be added in the image? Okay. So we have to study the various types of noises which are present in the images. Okay. So in our this unit we have to study the different type of noises. आता आपण म्हणतो की in a image some noises are present. मतलब what is a noise, which kind of noises can be presented in the image, so how we can represent the noise, what is the mathematical representation of a particular noise. Okay. So that point we have to study in a noise models. Okay. So now we have to study the different types of noise models. So what are the various noise and how the noise can be occurred in the image. Okay. So there are two possibilities. So in these two possibility, a noise can be added in the image. So first one is a image acquisition and second one is a image transmission. Okay. So what is the image acquisition? Can anyone tell? So in our first unit, we can study the three types of image acquisition. आठवत है? Yes. Can anyone tell what is the definition of image acquisition? आठवत है काय? First unit, the three different steps, the three different types of image acquisition. image acquisition by using a single sensor, strip of sensor, array of sensor. Have you remember it? Sanjay, roll number 49. Okay, so basically the image acquisition means the process of acquiring the image. म्हणजे आपण image capture करतो. For example, we can capture the image by using our mobile camera. Okay, so the process of capturing or the process of acquiring image is called as a image acquisition. So when we acquire the image or when we capture the image by using our mobile camera, so at that time we can focus our light on that particular object. Okay, so for that we can study the illumination model, when how the light is falls on an object, and that object can reflect the light and it enter into our mobile camera. Okay, so when we focus a light on a particular object, so at that time some noises are added in the image, so that is called as a at the time of image acquisition. And the second is a image transmission. So when we transmit the image from the spatial domain to the frequency domain, so at that time the various types of noises can be added, so that is called as a interference of a noise. Okay, so in image acquisition, due to the effect of light, the noise can be added, and in image transmission, so due to the interference of the signals, some noise can be added in a images. Okay, so which kind of noises are presented in the image? So that comes under the probability density functions. Okay, so we have to study the important types of noises which are presented in the images. Okay, so here we listed the various types of noises. So first one is a Gaussian noise, then Rayleigh noise, then Erlang or gamma noise, exponential noise, uniform noise, impulse or salt and pepper noise, and periodic noise. Okay, so these are the different type of noises which are presented in the image. Okay, so might be we can study in our signal processing also, we can study the different type of noises, or in our digital communication also we can study the various types of noises, or various how the what is the interference, how to minimize the interference. Okay, so similar to that, so in our image processing also we have to study the different types of noises. Okay, so these are the different type of noises which are presented in the image. Okay, so we have to study these different type of noises one by one. What is a Gaussian noise, what is a Rayleigh noise, what is a gamma noise, and how it can be represented by using a mathematical equations. Okay, so this part is a too important according to your exam point of view. So most of the time there is a question on a this noise model. What is a noise model, what are the different types of noise model, and how we can represent the noise model. Okay, so we'll study what is the different types of noise models. So the first noise model is called as a Gaussian noise model, or we can call as a normal noise model. Okay, so now might be it is difficult to understand what is a Gaussian noise model. Okay, so here we can explain with the help of a graph, or with help of a simple diagram. Okay, so how the Gaussian noise can be occurred in the image, or how we can represent the Gaussian noise. Okay, so for example we can capture the image by using our mobile camera. Okay, and we can run that particular image by using a simulation software or by using a in our MATLAB software. Okay, so by using a specific code, we can identify the representation of Gaussian noise. How the Gaussian noise can be represented in an image. So now, so it is difficult to understand the various noises by simply looking at the image. मग जेव्हा आपण image पाहतो, so when we seen the image, so at that time we are not able to understand which noise is present in the image. आता आपण एखादी इमेज when we consider one image, मग आता एखादी इमेज आपण पाहिली, so we can only identify the it is affected from the noise, but which noise is present in the image, so that thing we cannot understood. So for that we have to simulate the image in a simulation software. Okay, so after that we can understand the representation of a Gaussian noise. Okay, so if we observe the plot, so the Gaussian noise can be presented at the center of an image. Okay, so if we consider the any image, so for example we can take the example of 256 by 256 image. Okay, so if we consider the exact center of an image, so most of the time the Gaussian noise can be presented at the center of an image. And how to identify the Gaussian noise? So the plot of Gaussian noise can be look like. Okay, so everyone focus on your screen. So it is the representation of Gaussian noise. Okay, so by using a plot and by using the mathematical equations, we can represent the Gaussian noise. So for that we have to consider various mathematical terms, that is the mean, then standard deviation, then variations. Okay, so by using the various mathematical things, we can represent the Gaussian noise. So we have to understood, we have to consider the mathematical equation and the plot of a Gaussian noise. Okay, so the Gaussian noise can be presented at the center of a image. Okay, and it can be represented by using a plot. So everyone observe the curve of a Gaussian noise. So it can be increased up to the peak level, and then at the from the peak level it can be decreased. So at the center of a image the Gaussian noise can be presented. So everyone focus on your plot and observe the plot of a Gaussian noise. दिसतंय का screen? Just observe the plot of Gaussian noise. Okay, so we have to define all this such compare plots is models. Okay, so now we will consider the second type of a noise model. Now move towards the next slide. Okay, wait a minute. Have you observed the release noise? स्क्रीनवर दिसतंय का? Hello, have you observed the release noise model? Okay. Uh, so if we compare the Gaussian noise model and a Rayleigh's noise model. So these two noise models are similar to each other, but we can easily identify the difference between Gaussian noise and a Rayleigh's noise model. So the Rayleigh's noise, so in a Rayleigh's noise model, the noise level can be increased at a peak level and it can be suddenly decreased. So if we observe the two plots and we can compare the Gaussian noise model and a Rayleigh's noise model. Okay, so observe the plots of a Gaussian noise model and a Rayleigh's noise model. So there is a little bit change in the noise, little bit change in the plot of a Rayleigh's noise model. So it also present at the center of an image, but the representation of Rayleigh's model is a little bit dip, little bit change in the noise model. So similar to the Gaussian noise model, we can mention the mathematical equation for a Rayleigh's noise model. So it can be represented in terms of a mean, standard deviations. Okay, so these are the various mathematical formula for the mean and the variations of a Rayleigh's noise model. Okay, so now next is a gamma noise model, or we can call it as a Erlang noise model. Okay, so how we can consider the gamma noise model? So the gamma noise is always presented at the start of an image. Okay, so if we consider the 256 by 256 image, so from the start level, so from a zeroth position, so at a starting of an image, the gamma noise is present. So if we observe the some blur starting of an image, so that noise is called as a gamma noise. And if we observe the some blurriness at the center part of an image, that we call as a Rayleigh's noise or a Gaussian noise. So it is the plot function of a gamma noise model. Okay, so next one is a exponential noise model. So in a exponential noise model, so it is an exponential function. So in this type of images, the noise level can be decreased suddenly. So at the starting of image, the noise level is high, and at the end of image, the noise level is low. So the noise level in such type of images can be decreased exponentially. So that's why it can called as a exponential noise. So if we observe the starting point of an image and the ending part of an image. So in exponential noise model, so at the start of an image or at the starting point of an image, the noise level is too high, and at the end of an image, the noise level is too low. So it can be changed exponentially. So that's why it can called as a exponential noise model. Okay, so now move towards the next type of noise models. Next one is uniform noise model. Okay, so can anyone tell why we can call as a uniform? Yes, analysis also we can study the response, uniform response. Why it called as a uniform noise model? Can anyone why we can call uniform noise model? Anyone? So why it called as a uniform noise model? and the why we can called as a uniform noise model. सांगते ते. Hello. Okay, so in a uniform noise model, okay, so if we observe an image, so in this type of noise models, so the noise level is a constant. So at every intensity or the at every individual pixel levels, the noise can be constant. So that's why we can call it as a uniform noise model. Okay, so by using a plot and mean and variance equation, we can represent the uniform noise model. Okay, so the next noise model is a too important, that called as a salt and pepper noise model. Okay, so what is a salt and pepper noise model? So these noise we can easily identify in an image. So if we observe our passport size photo, so on that photo we can observe the small black and small white dots. Okay, so that noise is called as a salt and pepper noise. Okay, so if we observe any digital photo, so on that photo we can observe the small dots. Okay, so if the on a digital photo or in our passport size photo such small dots are present, so that is called as a salt and pepper noise. So have you observed it on any digital photo? So you can also observe our passport size photo. So on that photo we can easily identify the small dots. So that small dots is referred or called as a salt and pepper noise. Okay, so this is the identifications and the plot formation of a okay. So now here up to let's have a take a one simple image. So here we can take one simple image. Wait a minute. So everyone focus on your screen. So here we can take an example of one image. Okay. So might be it consists of rectangle, and in a rectangle we can put a one circle. So it consists of the three color levels. One is the black, white, and a gray. Okay. So we have to consider representation noise model. So if we observe this diagram, so we are not able to see which image present, either the gamma noise is present or either the salt and pepper noise is present. So here we can consider a one image which consists of all the noises. Okay, so if we simulate this image, so we can observe the various noise in that image. So move towards the next slide. We can observe the various noises in the image. Okay, now focus on your screen. So here we can observe the noise, Gaussian noise, release noise, and a gamma noise. So if we run the image and if we observe the pattern of various, then we can easily look at the Gaussian noise. Second is a release noise. Third one is a gamma noise. So it is the mathematical, so it is the graphical representation of a noise. So I have observed the plots of a noises. This way, guys. Yes, have you observed it? Okay. So if we run any image, so we can easily observe the pattern of a noise. So we can also define the mathematical equation and plot function for Gaussian noise. Okay. So here the pattern of a Gaussian noise will be a similar. Second is a Rayleigh noise, and third one is a gamma noise. Okay. So now move to the next slide. So again, exponential noise, uniform noise, and salt and a pepper noise. Okay. So have you observed the uh, salt and pepper noise? So it consists of a number of dots which are present in an image. So that is called as a salt and pepper noise. So have you observed the effect? Have you observed the plots of these six noise models? Yes. Okay. So might be from mathematical equations and plot function. So it is difficult to understand which noise is present in the image. So for that we can consider one example. So by using this one image, we can easily identify what is the representation of these six noise models. Okay, so these are the various important noise models. So we have to define, yeah, we have to consider the mathematical equations and the plot functions of these noise models and how the noises can be added in the image. So what is the condition to add the noise in an image? So there are the two conditions. One is the image at the time of image acquisition and at the time of image transmission. So at these two times, there is a possibility to add the noise in the image. Okay, so these are the various mathematical equations and the plot functions for these six noise models. Okay, so after that, we have to remove such types of noises. Okay, so if the noise is present in the image, so the quality of image can be degraded. Okay, so by using the degradation model, we can remove the such type of noises. So it might be a Gaussian noise, it might be a gamma, it might be a salt pepper noise, it might be a uniform noise. Okay, so all the noises we can remove by using the degradation model. And in order to study the degradation model, we can use the two types of filters. One is a inverse filter and another is a winner filter. So by using these two filters, we can remove the noise levels from the image. Okay, so have you understood the plot functions of all six noise models? Yes. Representation of noise models, how we can represent the noise models. Yes. Have you understood it? What is the basic representation of these six noise models? Okay, so these six noise models are too important. How we can represent and what is the plots of each noise model. Okay, have you understood it? Okay. So in order to remove the various types of noise from an image, again we have to study the degradation model. Okay, so there are three different types. So by using these three types, we can also remove the noise from an image. Okay, so that part we'll study in our next lecture. Okay, so we have to study the two types of filters and estimation of a degradation model. Okay, so today we can uh, stop up to the various types of noise models. So we can study the six different types of noise models and its plot functions and how what is the basic structure of these noises. Okay, so if we observe any image, so at that time we are not able to identify which type of noise is present in the image. So by using the plot functions, we can consider the this type of noise can be presented in the image. So if the structure is a uniform, then we can call as a uniform noise is present in the image. And if the small dots are there, we can call as a salt and pepper noise is present in the image. Okay, so we'll stop up to the noise model, and next part we can continue in our next lecture. Okay, so if you have any doubts, you can ask here. Yes, any doubts? How we can represent the noise? Yeah, how we can represent the noise models? Yes, any doubts? ऋषिकेश मोरे नंबर पुट करायला सांगितलंय का? And don't put your numbers randomly. ठीक आहे, आणि नंबर रिपीटेडली पुट करायची काही गरज नाही. सो सिम्पली वी कॅन put your attendance with your serial numbers. Okay, so start with the roll number 1. So there should be a sequence in attendance. So roll number 1. Don't put the numbers random. Otherwise, we can continue attendance in frequency. Okay, if you put your number, you can let now.